A new report has found that China will benefit from an additional $835 million in ad spend bought on by next week's FIFA World Cup, and that's despite the nation not even competing. According to the report by Zenith, China will see the biggest boost in ad spend of any country, ahead of another nation who didn't make it either, the US, which will spend an additional $400 million. Host nation Russia will receive an additional $64 million in ad spends. Commenting on the report, a Zenith spokesperson said, "There are few established brand relationships with the World Cup in China, and this year advertisers have been aggressively bidding to establish their association with football. Soccer is still a burgeoning sport in China, and despite the nation coming last in its qualifying group for 2018's tournament, the country's president, Xi Jinping, has said he wants China to win the tournament and has plans to bid for the 2030 event." The report found that, globally, the media industry can expect advertisers to spend an additional $2.4 billion on the back of the tournament. It's expected the month-long tournament will play to a global audience of 3.5 billion people. As well as producing large audiences, in some countries, the largest of the year, the World Cup disproportionately attracts people who are hard to reach on television, young, upmarket and mobile consumers who are more likely to spend their time outside the home and adopt the latest media technologies, the report noted. The World Cup provides a reliable boost to the global ad market every 4 years, and will be responsible for 10% of all their growth in ad dollars this year, said Jonathan Barnard, Zenith's head of forecasting and director of global intelligence. This year's tournament will showcase the brand-building powers of both traditional television and social media. Sign in with LinkedIn. FIFA World Cup Zenith. The meet tray at an industry trivia night aside, there can be no greater accolade in Australian media than AB. Today's Women in Media profile has been described as one part probing editorial, one part whip snorter. The ABC has come under fire after an article penned by University of Sydney professor Dirk Moses compared the Australian's foreign editor Greg Sheridan to Norwegian mass murderer Anders Breivik. The article, which was published on ABC yesterday, was in response to a recent decision by the Australian National University, ANU, to break off negotiations with the Be First to CARN's new WSFM campaign here. Although the link's possibly broken, so, in that case, be last to see it. This ad stars David Walliams. Fear the triumvirate of Amazon, Google, B. One need only smell the odorous pong from a bee. Sebastian Rennie forced to like the music of Bryan Adams and show a passing interest in ice hockey after Canada move. MKTG, Dansuaegis Network's sports and lifestyle operations business, has partnered with Australia's newest digital sporting hub, the Ministry of Sport, MOS. As the foundation partner of the new publication, MKTG will work closely with MOS to grow their sports business community and its impact, as well as helping to curate and participating in their exclusive. When it comes to launching water balloons out of B. 4-1 favorite Bohemia has won Racing Victoria by a nose. Although, hopefully, no one was whipped in the process. Computer tech company Lenovo has announced the appointment of Bhaskar Chaudhary as its new head of marketing for the Asia-Pacific region. Chaudhary, who was previously Lenovo India's head of marketing, has succeeded former regional CMO Nick Reynolds, pictured above, who has been appointed the company's global head of marketing for digital, web and social media. Opening square bracket. Closing square bracket. This columnist says you should be spying on your competitor, although stops short of buying a trench coat or shoe phone. Advertising Week, the world's largest annual gathering of advertising, has announced the official trailer and schedule for its first APAC edition, the 25th worldwide. Will be taking place between the 30th of July and August 2nd in Luna Park, Sydney. The week will begin with a VIP celebration of the industry at the iconic Sydney Opera, completely bored by B. If anyone knew the pick of WPP's litter to buy, you'd have to say Sir Martin had the inside running. Kyle playing Judge Judy could possibly be a new low in Australian TV, but what a wonderfully delicious low it would be. These new natural confectionery spots felt a little forced to us. One could say almost unnatural. Is grossing out the audience set to be Adeline's brand new marketing tool? Well, judging by these, we highly doubt it. You can always expect a few hangovers in the B. And imagine if we even bothered to watch the game? B. Well, obviously not men. Marketing's resident attack dog, Mark Ritson, is again off the leash. It's the second installment in B. Bored by all the talk of last night's origin in the office today? This World Cup ad will do absolutely nothing to help. Proving all heroes don't wear capes comes Richard Sauerman. Although he may well wear his underpants on the outside. He pined for the good old days when cabbies were racist, had Bo. League fans only want three things: gurus, angels or the cheese. What were they thinking with this newfangled synth muck? Cox and Allchange, Australia's leading behavioural change communications agency, has led a dense Aegis network agency collaboration delivering a high-impact, integrated campaign for Bowel Cancer Awareness Month. Want to relive last week's Changing the Ratio Sans and Numb Bump? Luckily, these attendees have penned this handy homage. Sadly, this Lufthansa ad had to be pulled. On the upside, it's in German. In this guest post, Reuben 8 founder and creative director Rob Holden, pictured below, asks why so many marketers are missing out on the untapped potential of using gamification for data collection. Gaming to serve business goals isn't exactly a new phenomenon. Time and again, we've seen successful games capturing the world's attention with stunning financial, is your panel management all over the shop? Well, there's some good news emanating out of WPP HQ today. Inlight announces its new CEO, eschewing an old-fashioned goat sacrifice to deliver the news via this press release. Hoping to catch up with Mark Green for some racquetball or spot of Greco-Roman wrestling? Well, he's very busy of late. Does your marketing strategy resemble a 500-piece jigsaw with 499 pieces? This'll be like finding it behind the couch. To all those readers who doubted B, much like your mom, arresting officer or anyone who says, "Who wants a drink?" when Mary Meeker talks, you need listen. Here's a scholarly and academic doctoral précis into the ethnic diversity of Love Island contestants. We shit you not, it's rather unpleasant news out of AAP today in B. We learned some valuable lessons from B. Think this article contains dramatic footage of an actual robbery? Well, it does for those with overactive imaginations. This ad would be bettered by watching it in a hyperbaric chamber. Failing that, put a waste paper basket on your head. Group M Supremo says it's moved on from Sir Martin, despite him leaving a moldy jar of mayonnaise in the staff fridge. Bohemia unveils new performance director who reportedly can run around the entire office in under 8 minutes flat. There was so much on the TV last night B. Hence, why we stalked people on Facebook instead. Full-service media and communications firm The M Agency has been appointed to develop and manage the marketing, media, content and social strategies for the Sydney launch of Pop-Up Globe. Pop-Up Globe is the world's first full-scale temporary working replica of Shakespeare's theatre, the Second Globe. The 3-story, 16-sided, 900-person capacity theatre unites cutting-edge scaffold technology, B. Although it's more cubic zirconia due to recent budget cuts. Australia's largest public relations and communications agency, Ogilvy PR Australia, has rebranded to OPR and established itself as a separate entity within WPP-AUNZ. The new OPR agency brand signifies a nod to its Ogilvy heritage, a new direction and a new phase in the agency's history as it leaves the Ogilvy network, reinforcing its "Does all this talk of general data protection regulation give you the heebie-jeebies? Well, did you be yourself here?" Yes, it's the trickle before the flood of Cannes Lions stories. But to be fair, children's digital media company Total Yasum has announced the launch of its first video-on-demand (VOD) offering, available on its kids-safe ad platform. Used by kids brands across the Asia-Pacific to safely engage with the under-13 audience, Total Yasum reaches more than 170 million kids monthly in the region. In Singapore, Total Yasum partnered with media company Rumours B. It's far more low wattage. This Unibit spot features some of Australia's best-known sportsmen. So well-known, GPJ announces a trio of senior creative appointments. Tick them off for yourself in the accompanying press photo. Volvo is putting its weight behind ocean sustainability. Or, as the Swedes prefer to say, Havs hållbarhet. In this guest post, GPJ Australia's Felipe Diaz, pictured below, recaps one of the standout sessions from the meetings. Last month, I was lucky enough to be invited to speak at the annual meetings. As great as it was to be, digital experience company Acquia has announced it is rolling out voice-enabled search technologies to government agencies and global brands through development work within Acquia Labs. Focused on improving the accessibility of Georgia.gov, the state agency was the first to roll out voice search capabilities from Acquia Labs last year. Initial usability metrics were strong, as news media publishers across the Trans-Tasman have won 14 medals at the INMA International News Media Association 2018 Global Media Awards held in the U.S. The region's news publishers scooped 29 mentions in total, with 4 first places, 6 second places, 4 third places, and 14 honorable mentions. Locally, News Corp Australia was named Best Sports and Digital Out-of-Home technology company. TechFront Australia, together with media sales specialists MediaSeed, has given a permanent 15-square-metre LED screen in Brisbane's King George Square a major facelift. The new 40-square-metre, high-resolution audio-visual asset has multiple display uses for advertisers, including brand messaging, to be run in the integrated public relations and marketing agency. Taurus is proud to introduce a partnership with talented new Sydney videographers and co-founders of Bezier, Sebastian Phillips and Juris Malasinux. Sebastian and Juris kickstarted the year with the launch of their company Bezier. Having the ability to learn and implement quality industry standards paired with their passion for local influencer marketing firm Vamp has become first official influencer agency able to cover UAE influencers exclusively registered with them against strict new regulations. In the past week, the regulations affecting UAE influencers have come into effect. In order to continue their work promoting products or businesses, a mandatory media license is now required. Costing warning: this article contains language more akin to a building site or AB. We want an ad about undetectable HIV viral loads and make it funny, and you gotta hand it to them, they've nailed it. Adobe has shared a preview of Project Arrow, a new augmented reality (AR) authoring tool and multi-platform system that will enable creatives to design immersive content that blurs the lines between the physical and digital worlds. Apple is building a leading platform for augmented reality, and Adobe has announced it is working with the tech giant to help. Think a picture tells 1,000 words? Well, this Getty article boasts 271 words, some 729 short of the magic mark. Foxtel unveils its new CFO who, rather disappointingly, has neither multiple pens in his pocket or a calculator watch. If further proof was needed that Matt Preston is the Thermomix of Australian TV personalities, comes this home loan ad. Have you recently embezzled $100,000 out of your current employer? Why not hide the cash with a new Jag? B. Know absolutely nothing about world football. The radio ratings are here. Although no mention of the return of the Knickerbocker or Shag hairdos. News Corp's home titles have found a new home at Bowers Home, which is all very homely and throw-cushiony, really. You'd be very right in asking, how does B? Yes, that's probably overselling it. Don't beat your customers with a stick. Instead empathize, pens this columnist. And, yeah, the stick bit was B. Zenith has a new head of digital who, sadly, doesn't go by the name of Gwyneth. As in Gwyneth from Zenith. OMD's Danielle Latulic attended changing the ratio and has delivered this probing précis. Steady yourself here. This brave columnist is advocating a paywall for Facebook. And far from the rantings of a madman, he makes a point. Want someone to stare at your ad for hours? Well, Sydney's gridlock traffic offers an opportunity like no other. The DDB office's Phillips head goes missing the very day it's screwing the new plaque to the MD's office door. Reports out today suggest 9. Not to suggest anyone has a shovel or said hatchet. News set to review mind-altering algorithms, while B. Yes, this article is littered with slightly puerile schoolboy jokes, and it's not even B. Boost has unveiled a limited edition Vegemite flavor juice, although we can't see them having to put on extra staff. Ever think lots of B? We never miss the broadsheets here at B. Both the budget and the budget reply speech noticeable omissions from Twitter's top reads for the month of May. Nova Entertainment's Smooth FM has launched a partnership with Australia's largest independent direct marketer of wine selectors. Smooth FM's partnership with wine selectors will run over a 12-month period, creating an opportunity for the station's listeners to purchase a Smooth Select case of wine, carefully curated by wine selectors for Smooth FM, featuring wines to match every, typically, B.